Can a $60 in-ear monitor be trusted for monitoring a recording and is a cheap second reference? Or is it just a fun pair of earbuds for podcasts or music on the go? If you're a podcaster looking for an in-ear monitor, an editor needing a cheap second reference to check a mix against, or someone running a body pack on a video shoot who needs earpieces to plug into it, this video is for you. Phenyx Pro sent me the PME-20s for review. They didn't pay me, don't get to see the video before it goes up. They have no say over what I tell you. What you'll get is the same as you always get, my real opinion, whether that's good or bad. The PME-20, it has a dual driver. So one driver handles the low end and another driver handles the highs. They're easy to drive, meaning you don't need a fancy amp. A phone or an interface will push them just fine. And they have a detachable cable, so if it ever gets damaged, you replace the cable instead of throwing the whole package away. Inside the box, you get a hard foam zippered carrying case, 3 sets of tips in small, medium, and large, and 2 different materials, and a 1/4-inch adapter. The cable, it has a little Velcro tie to tie itself up, and the cable itself. So for $60, that's a pretty complete kit and probably more than I expect in this price point. The carrying case is a nice touch because a lot of budget earbuds just don't come with anything. The cables have ear hooks that are already curved to sit over your ear, and they're fine. They do their job, and I'll say they're better than the ones that came up with my West Tones. On most cheap earbuds, the cable, it's the first thing that dies. And when they're connected directly to the earbud as one piece, a dead cable means a dead pair. I had some Etymotic earbuds that I used every day at work, and I had to replace them probably every 2 or 3 years just because of the cable. It would go bad because it's a really cheap cable like you'd expect. The connection would get bad. I'd lose audio in one ear or would cut in and out. The PME-20 cable, it's not cheap. It's a nicely braided casing, which feels a lot more durable. Like it'll take a lot more use and abuse before it fails. On top of that, like I said, it's detachable. So if the cable goes out, you can just replace it. And that's a win for longevity. The 1/4-inch adapter that comes with the PME-20 makes it so you can easily plug it into anything from a phone with the 3/8 plug to audio interfaces or anything that needs a 1/4-inch. One thing you need to know is that these are very high sensitivity in-ear monitors. On some interfaces or playback devices, that means you'll get a noticeable hiss even when nothing is playing or you have the volume at 0. I've run into the same thing with my Allo Audio headphones with the Rodecaster and the Elgato XLR dock. So it's not unique to these. The fix is pretty cheap. I use the B-Sign ground loop noise isolator, which is about $10 on Amazon, and it cleans up that hiss just fine. I'll link to it in the description, and if I can, I'll put a little card up here. I checked with Phenyx on this, and they did confirm that this is an incompatibility with my interface and the sensitivity of the in-ear monitors. It's not a defective unit. As you expect from cheaper in-ear monitors, these aren't flat. The bass is boosted and the mids can be a little bit muddy. I can't really tell if the high end is rolled off some or if it just sounds that way because of the boosted mids or the boosted low end and the mids. Either way, they're just too colored and congested for what I want out of a reference. Compared to my AirPod Pro 2s, the PME-20 comes across as just bassier and more congested. For reference, I'm comparing these against my Westone W40s, those are also in-ear monitors, and my Allo Audio X1 headphones, which are my reference and everyday headphones. Everything else that I am referencing just sounds a little more open. Overall, I prefer my Allo Audio X1s to everything else. The AirPod Pros, they come in number 2. The Westone W40s come in at number 3. And the PME-20s, they're at the bottom of the list. Years on the Allo Audios have made me less forgiving of gear that's tuned or colored. And the bass boost on these is just too much for me, especially when you combine that with the sense that the high end has been rolled off some. It makes these really warm sounding. May not be a problem for you, but for me, I like that nice, flat, neutral sound. And you may not notice any of it, especially if you're not sitting there A/B testing them against something else. For casual listening and for monitoring while you record, that coloration, it's fine. It's not a deal breaker. Where it becomes a deal breaker is when you try to make a mixed decision. In terms of isolation, they do well. With the right size tip, they seal up nicely and block a good amount of external noise, which is what you want when you're monitoring while you record. The tips can be a little difficult to install because the silicone is flimsy and you're trying to fit that silicone tip onto a shaft. The tips on my AirPod Pros and my Westones are just much easier to change out. Compared to my Westones, the PME-20s are larger and heavier, and after an hour-long call, my ears were just a little bit sore. Not really painful, but I don't think I'd be able to wear them for extended sessions. Let me pause things here and ask that if you're getting something out of this, take a second to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. So, are these right for you? Buy these if you're looking for a cheap way to monitor while you record. Maybe a backup pair or just an inexpensive set for music on the go. For all of that, they're very usable for the money. Skip them if you're buying a pair to mix on or to use as a reference. They're just not flat enough and they color what you hear. For mixing or referencing, I'd rather use studio headphones like my Allo Audios. But for $60, the PME-20 is good value as kind of a recording monitor and casual listening. The replaceable braided cable and the carrying case make it a pretty good buy for this price. Like I said, it's not the tool for critical mixing or reference work because of that coloration. It's congested, it's got a bass boost, the highs seem to be rolled off a little, the mids seem a little bit muddy, but that's how I hear them. You do have the potential to have some hiss with some playback devices. That's a sensitivity issue, not a defect. I talked about the fix earlier. Check the description for the B-Sign unit if you're interested. So, what about you? Do you use in-ear monitors or earbuds? What do you use them for? Do you have ones that you recommend? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.